So now my question to the Supreme Court, what exactly am I going to say to those hundreds and thousands children who were born here and whose parents are on CPS and can be at any time deported? What should be my answer? And my hope is that you have a child. If you don't have a child, you have a nephew, you have a cousin, and you know how deeply connected parents are to their children. And for you to sit on this highest Supreme Court desk and make such a terrible, horrible decisions, to me, this is not acceptable. And I think this is the time for all of us, this entire country, needs to stand together and to say enough is enough. This is not acceptable. This is inhumane.
Home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half of you, won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti. Sorry.
So I've tried to make this video a hilarious number of times. Full disclosure. Without, jeopardizing what I've built here. For those of you who have been with me for a long time, I'm live in South Florida. My wife is of Haitian descent. I have friends of Haitian descent. I'm very close with that Haitian community. When I tell you some of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life, and on top of that, Megan, you're getting to be older. I can see through the makeup and the filters. Most of the people that work in the home healthcare industry are of Haitian descent, and you're getting to be to that point of age where your kids, who I've never met in my life, but I'm pretty sure going to put you in a home based upon your behavior. The people that are going to be taking care of you will probably be of Haitian descent. So before you get on the internet and spew all this vitriol, these are the same people that are willing to take care of people that think like you, make sure that you're okay in your old age, wipe your ass, like those types of things. And all they're asking for is an opportunity to not go back to a place where they could potentially lose their life. And for you to get on the internet and with your whole chest speak like that, I hope that everything you want to happen to them happens to you. And I'll leave you with that.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. A heated debate is taking over social media after changes affecting, Haiti's temporary protected status, or TPS. Videos are going viral claiming that some Haitian immigrants are now asking Black Americans for support as they face uncertainty about their future in the United States. So, but what really happened? And why has this story sparked such a story reaction online? Let's break it down.
You know what's so crazy right now? The comments I've been getting when I made a video, these folks, especially the white liberal, think I'm supposed to give a fuck about the Haitian and the TPS. Man, I am an American citizen. I'm not Haitian. I'm not on TPS. Just because we have the same skin color, I'm a little bit browner than most of them, but still, that doesn't make us the same race. I am not black and brown. I'm not a person of color, and I'm not African American. I am a foundational Black American who was born in the United States. I'm not Somalis. I'm not Haitian. I'm not Jamaican. I was born and raised in the United States. My parents are foundational Black Americans. These white liberals all on the internet saying, what are you talking about? You're all black and brown. I'm not fucking black and brown. I'm a Black American. When I fought for this country, I didn't fight for Africa. So I'm not an African American. I am a Black American. A proud American. Just because I look like some of the Haitians, it doesn't mean a fucking thing, man. Temporary mean temporary, and that's all to it.
Hey man, tit talk what it is, bro. Hey man, as y'all know, and I'm sure y'all heard, feel me, the TPS for Haitians has ended. Me being Haitian, y'all know me on TikTok. Y'all know I'm top Haitian, man. Me being Haitian, I may have to go back to Haiti, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it might be a wrap. I came here on the bottom program. I did very good for myself. Hold on. Yeah, I came here on the program. I did very good for myself. But the thing that I'm running into is that, you know, due to the fact that I'm Haitian, that I'm basically gonna have to go to Haiti. And I just wanna let everybody know, since it's gonna be my last couple of weeks here, man, TikTok, I'm gonna document with y'all. We gonna ball up before I leave. I will be back. I did what I needed to do while I was here. And I will see everybody back, man. Mr. Top HPSA. Y'all know what it is. And it's okay if they don't want your boy to stay, man. I will be back, though. It's a lot going on with Trump. He doesn't like Haitians too much. So, we'll be going back, It's a lot, bro. I got family, kids here, and all of that. But, gotta do what it do, I really feel like they feel like we making too much money on them. America feel like it's not fair for the other citizens that they feel like should be having it. But it's all right, man. We're going to push through, man. And like I say, man, y'all follow me, my TikTok. I'm going to show y'all my journey of my last days in the U.S. Let's get it.
Do you maintain that it is safe in Haiti to send these people back?
Well, I think, like I said, Jake, this is a decision that's being made from the State Department, from myself and the president. And there's a lot of things that we look at when we take this in consideration. It's not just one factor that plays into this.
I just looked at the State Department's website, and they have a level 4 do not travel advisory for Haiti just from a few months ago, from April, and it says, quote, violent crime is rampant. The expansion of gang, organized crime, and terrorist activity has led to widespread violence. Crimes involving firearms are common. Crimes include robbery, carjacking, sexual assault, and kidnappings for ransom. That doesn't sound safe to me.
Well, that do not travel is not for Haitians. That's do not travel for the United States, because they are kidnapping or trying to kidnap individuals from the United States because they feel like their family has the money to pay the ransom.
Let me ask you, you said you're going to give them a plane ticket if they want to get out and go back to Haiti. How logistically would it happen? Because the FAA prohibits commercial flights to Port-au-Prince because of the gunfire from terrorists and gangs. Civil aviation, by the way, is also prohibited in Syria.
So we have several options for deporting individuals, because we have deportation flights where we can get into areas where maybe commercial travel can't go to. So we'd simply book them on a flight. We expect to have some pretty full flights going back to Haiti and going back to some of these countries where TPS has been eliminated. So we'll provide the travel for them. And like I said, we'll give them $2,100 roughly to go back.
So I've been quietly sitting back, like listening to and watching the responses to the TPS getting canceled by the Supreme Court. And the one thing I want to say, because I keep saying send them back, have a safe flight, blah, blah, blah. 300,000 Haitians are here on TPS. Y'all do know there are like 1.5 million Haitians, something like that, in the U.S. And like 14 million undocumented immigrants in the United States in total, from all backgrounds. Not to mention, a huge reason that Haiti is in the current state that it's in is because America, the United States government, has stolen and occupied Haiti and assassinated the president, like did all types of stuff to that country, like stole their entire gold reserve. When my great-grandmother, whom I knew, so y'all can say, oh, it was so long ago, my great-grandmother, who I knew, she was like a teenager when they did that, which is the equivalent of like you breaking into my house, stealing my television, and then when I go to your house to try to watch yours, you're like, you can't be here. Huh? But fine, whatever. But for those who have the biggest voices, right? fine. I don't have no problem. I wouldn't mind us all going back. Can your country give back what it stole, though? I'll go back if you repair me for everything that you robbed my country of. I'll go back with no questions. Like, and I was born here. Both my parents are citizens. But I have no problem going back if I'm repaired. Give me back all the shit you stole from my country. I don't see what the problem is. And like I said, I'm not here, quote unquote, illegally. But repair us, and we'll leave. You, France, all the other countries who have stolen from Haiti. I mean, the U.S. just stole from Haiti within like I told you, my great grandmother, who I knew was alive when that happened. That was just the other day. Stole Haiti's entire gold reserve. So, yeah, can y'all just repair us and we'll go home? It's no problem. Repair all of the countries you robbed, and then they won't come here. Like, people won't have to flee their home if you stop graping and pillaging it and taking all of the resources and then acting like people are just not as you say to Americans here, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. Like, anyways, let me get off here, because I understand too, the internet is not a representation of what's going on in the real world, and the internet has the habit of amplifying ignorant voices. So I'm gonna just go.
For years, TPS allowed many Haitian migrants to legally live and work in United States because of the difficult condition back home. Now, after legal and policies changes affecting that protection, thousands of Haitian families are facing uncertainty. Many are worried about their jobs, their legal status, and what's coming next. At the same time, social media has been flooded with emotional videos showing Haitian immigrants speaking out and asking community organizations, activities, and supporters for help. Some creators have framed this as Haitian immigrants turning into Black Americans during difficult moments. So these videos have generated mixed reactions. Some people say this is what exactly community should do: support one another during hard times. Others argue that relationships between different communities have been complicated in the past, and now they are being helping each other. The discussion has expanded beyond immigration, touching on solidarity politics and how different communities respond when facing challenge. I still have another clips. Let's watch them. I come back with a comment.
So who's going to take care of grandma if her home health aide is deported? And who's going to draw your blood if the clinic, which is already short-staffed, suddenly has technicians suddenly quitting? Who wheels you to the MRI? That is what yesterday's Supreme Court ruling is really about. The court cleared the way for the Trump administration to end temporary protected status, TPS, for Haitians. More than 330,000 people who have been living in the U.S. and working here legally, some for 15 years, are now at risk of losing protection from deportation and, in many cases, their work permits. And I know how this sounds to some of you, not my problem, so let's talk about why it might be. I have hundreds of medical appointments a year, literally hundreds, all across Greater Boston, because I care for someone who I love who is seriously ill. And at almost every one, a Haitian immigrant is part of how we get through the day. They valet our car because my family member can't walk to the garage. They check us in, they draw blood, they wheel us to the MRI. They book the next appointment before we leave. Now multiply that. Haitian workers are in our hospitals, our nursing homes, home care, elder care, disability care. Immigration advocates say that as many as 1 in 3 Haitians with this protected status work in healthcare. And the idea that you're just going to remove them and the job is magically going to get filled by a U.S. citizen is not going to happen. Unemployment is 4.3%. Employers are already struggling to fill these jobs. And even if someone does apply, you don't replace a trained health technician overnight. So when they're gone, the shift goes uncovered, The bed stays unavailable, the wait gets longer. For you. And yes, there is a humanitarian case here, a huge one. These people are being sent back to a country in collapse. Gangs control large parts of the capital. More than 2,300 people have been killed this year. About 1.5 million displaced. The State Department tells Americans flat out, do not travel there. And Haiti didn't just break on its own. After Haiti won independence, France forced the newly free Black Republic to pay an independence debt, money that compensated former French slaveholders. And the U.S. has its own long history of intervention there, too. So no, we don't get to pretend that this has nothing to do with us. I'd love to make this only about their suffering. It should be enough, but I've learned that a lot of people react only when something touches their own life. So here it is. This is your blood draw, your grandmother's nursing home, your father's home health aid, your wait in the ER. Haitians were never the problem. We are about to find out how much of the United States medical health care they actually hold up. So, how has a Haitian helped you in a medical facility? Leave your comment below and follow me. I'm Sue O'Connell. I'm a commentator for NBC10Boston.com.
See, what if they're going home because their magic on us isn't working anymore? Because I really feel like the only reason why the Haitians were allowed over here is to perform magic on us. Because why would the U.S. allow them to come over here and they couldn't colonize, them? It's like they saw their magic, they saw their power, and thought, hey, why not come over here? We see how you're living, Why not come over here? You can come over here, live with us, but as long as you perform magic and do rituals for us. And since they can no longer do rituals and spells on us with their magic, it's time to go home.
I used to have TPS when I was living in the U.S. I moved to the U.S. after the Haitian earthquake when I was 11. I went to school, college, graduated, found a great job, and this is the job that I'm still working here remotely while I live in Mexico. What do? I'm a copywriter. I write TV commercials for a living. I know with the TPS ending, some people are looking for a way out. Some people are gonna stay. Some people are gonna go back to Haiti. Whatever the journey is, the one I get most asked about is moving, right? And whenever I post about it, a lot of people in the comments are suggesting other places, like why not Nigeria, why not this, why not that? These are all great options, especially countries where Haitians can travel to without a visa. But if you're gonna go to another country that you can travel to without a visa, it has to be a straight flight. It has to be a no layover flight, because then if you have a layover, a lot of countries require you to have a visa to have a layover, some sort of visa. Some might require you to have a transit visa. Some might require you to have an actual visitor's visa. So you can't just go fly. You need to think about the layover. And I've talked about this 500 times on my page. Asylum, you can only do either Canada or Mexico. That's it, because they border the US, you could walk through a border. Any other place, you can't. You have to figure out another way to get to that country first before you do that. It's not like, I'm gonna do asylum in Panama. How are you gonna get to Panama? How are you gonna get to Panama? You can't walk to Panama, you can't drive to Panama, unless you can. So yeah, you have to think about that. And as for Canada, I don't know what the asylum process is like, if they're denying people or not. And, countries, they don't, except for the US, they don't really deny people, at least getting in, but they can deny the application later on, or they can approve it. So let's stay positive too. So these are your two options, Canada or Mexico. However, if you do decide to stay in the US, I want you to be cognizant and knowledgeable about that decision. Because for me, the reason why I left is because I did not want to ruin, besides all the obvious reasons why I left, one of the reasons is that I did not want to ruin my chances of being able to switch status later on, or be able to be legal at a later point in life. because the law remains the same, you know, like before Trump, the law remains the same in terms of like when you stay illegal in a country without proper paperwork in a country, when you try to legalize yourself again, the time that you had spent illegally will come and bite you in the ass, you know? If you're gonna stay in the US undocumented for a long period of time, you might as well just plan on being undocumented forever. Now, I'm not a lawyer. If you hire a lawyer who can fight your case, that is extremely possible. So make sure you have money for that. But overall, like, you could be banned for like 10 years when you try to get legal status again. And I think one of the more lenient ones is through marriage. But even then, a lot of people, sometimes they do get asked to go back to their country to apply to consular process outside of their countries, outside of the US, you know, and they have to go back, and like, because they were in the US for a long time, going back means they have to be legal for 10 years. They can't come back to the US for 10 years. So therefore they don't do that. So therefore they just stay in the US undocumented. So these are the possible scenarios for you. So like, if you're gonna stay in the US undocumented, just know what that means for the future. That is the main thing that I want you guys to keep in mind. Yes, you could stay, you know, lay low, but if you ever have the plan of becoming legal again later on, your period of laying low and undocumented will come and bite you in the ass. So do some research on that. Like, before I make that decision, talk to a lawyer or talk to ChatGPT, talk to something, Google, Reddit, those are free, and see what those repercussions might be so that you are aware of what those are if you ever want to become legal in a country. And this is not to fearmonger people or anything, it's just like so that you can stay educated about the decision you're making and be okay with the decision you're making and the repercussions of that.
Okay, so it looks like the Supreme Court has ruled in the Trump administration's favor to continue the process of revoking TPS for Haitians and Syrians in this country. I think in 2010, Haitians were granted TPS for an earthquake in their country, and then in 2012, Syrians were granted TPS for a civil war they were going through, right? And then in 2025, last year, the Trump administration was entering in a process of revoking TPS, but were later, you know, sued, right, by lower courts on behalf of the migrants and asylum seekers that was racist and that the Trump administration was going about it the wrong way. Fast forward to, you know, recently, they just ruled in the favor of the Trump administration, stating that that is not the case. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to lose TPS. Some people feel like it's unfortunate. Some people feel like it's long overdue. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments section.
In my opinion, difficult moments often leave who is willing to stand together. At the same time, it is important not to judge an entire community based on few viral clips circulating online. Social media often highlights the most emotional moment, but those moments don't always represent everyone's experiences. The bigger issue is how immigration policies affected the real families who are trying to build stable lives. You know, whether people agree or disagree with those policies, respectful discussion is for more that will help people more than attacking each other. What do you think, guys? Do you think communities support one another regardless past disagreement, or do you think this situation raises a bigger question about immigration and community relationships? Let me know what you think in a comment. And if you enjoy a discussion like this, please, you know what to do. Subscribe for more video. See you in the next one. I love you guys.